Christian Association in Nigeria knocks Buhari over percentage of Muslims killed by Boko Haram. Nigeria, 5 other African countries can diagnose coronavirus, World Health Organization. Racism, Travis score back retail. Good morning and welcome to MCL News. I am Amanda Kalu. Now the news in details. The Senate has pledged to support the Nigerian police force with the required legislative interventions to combat rising insecurity in the country. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, made this known after a closed-door session between the Senate and the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, on the security situation in the country. The Senate had, after consideration of 5 bills for first reading at plenary, resolved into Committee of the Whole for a closed session with the IG. The IG was invited to brief the Senate on security matters and modalities to be adopted for the much canvassed community policing. Lawan said that the police must find a way to be more operationally proactive to protect the lives of the citizens. Adamu, after the closed session, told journalists that he had briefed the Senate on the concept of community policing. He said community policing entailed partnership between members of communities to safeguard lives and property, noting that there are different types of communities. He stated the need to educate law enforcement officers so that they can key into the program, which he explained to the Senate. President Muhammadu Buhari has come under fire over his claim that 90% of insurgency victims are Muslims. The Christian Association of Nigeria on Wednesday expressed shock and described Buhari's statement as false and provocative. A statement in Abuja by the National Director of Legal and Public Affairs, CAN evangelist Kwamko Fondip, said, "The Christian Association of Nigeria notes with pain that President Buhari's unfounded, false, provocative, and misleading assertion that 90% of Boko Haram victims are Muslims." The religious body added that Boko Haram has wiped away all Christian communities in most local governments of Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, among others. On attacks on mosques and Muslims, it said it is true that some Muslims have fallen victims of Boko Haram, but the victims are few Muslims who speak against the activities of Boko Haram. I am sure they are not likely to attack Mr. President because the statements and that of his aide of recent, particularly this one, suggest gross compromise, it said. Khan said that what Nigerian church is seeking for is that if President Buhari is still in love with Nigerians, he should stop listening to sycophants and do all within his power to convince Nigerians that he is fighting the killers of Nigerians. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, on Wednesday urged governors and local government chairmen across the country to always take responsibility towards addressing insecurity in their domain, instead of leaving everything to security agencies. Adamu said this while answering questions from reporters after over 5 hours of closed session meeting with the Senate in Abuja. He said that tackling insecurity should not be left for the police alone, as it is the responsibility of all. He said that other arms of government, especially governors and local government chairmen, should always be responsive in addressing issues that can potentially lead to insecurity in their domain. Coalition of Northern Groups has unveiled Northern Regional Security Initiative Shege Ka Fasa for ratification by the northern governors as part of measures to address security challenges within the region. Addressing the press conference shortly before unveiling the outfit, CNG emphasized that for the past 12 years, the North has struggled with disabling challenges that include dwindling economy, rising poverty, and more worrying, a crippling security situation that has taken a huge toll on lives, property, and the overall cohesion of the region. The spokesperson of the group, Abdul Aziz Suleiman, who addressed the press before the unveiling, said that the security challenges manifested in 2008 in the form of a deadly insurgency from the northeast which spread to other parts of the region and virtually turned the entire region into a battlefield. The coalition noted that while the insurgency raged, other disturbances were created in the region in the form of cattle rustling that pitched northern communities against each other. CNJ stressed that it is absolutely impossible to expect that communities will continue to fold their arms while criminals invade their abodes, kill, abduct, and displace them. An overhead water tank filled with water fell inside the residential compound on Wednesday and the school compound of the Royal King's Foundation Nursery and Primary School, Mpoago, in Demilin North local government area of Anambra State, killing 2 pupils. A source said the tank fell on the roof of the classroom while the pupils were inside learning. Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer Haruna Muhammad, who confirmed the incident to newsmen, said police patrol team, led by DPO Ogidi Division Mark Ijarafu, rushed to the scene to behold the incident. He said, on arrival, it was discovered that the overhead tank of about 800 gallons capacity, filled with water, fell from its high stand from a neighboring house adjacent to the school on the roof of the pre-nursery class and directly into the classroom. As a result, 4 children sustained varying degrees of injuries and were rushed to Idemili Hospital Mpo for medical attention. Unfortunately, 2 of the children, namely Wisdom Isewudo, aged about 3 years, and a female pupil of about 2 years, whose identity is yet to be ascertained, were confirmed dead on arrival by a medical doctor, while 2 others, namely Chimelumese Obelenwa, aged 1 year and 7 months, and Kosochuku Anthony, aged 1 year 10 months, are responding to treatment. Haruna said the Commissioner of Police, John B. Abang, has commiserated with parents of the victims and therefore a discreet investigation to ascertain circumstances surrounding the incident. The United States and Nigeria voiced hope on Tuesday that the Trump administration will soon lift onerous visa restrictions slammed on Africa's most populous country. On a previously scheduled visit to Washington, Nigerian Foreign Minister Jeffrey Onyema said he sought more information on President Donald Trump's latest immigration crackdown announced last week, which targeted Nigeria and 5 other countries. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo meeting Onyema said that Trump took action partly due to the terrorism threat in West Africa, where Nigeria has fought alongside the United States against Islamist extremists. Nigeria remains a strategic partner, but Trump restricted visas as it has room to grow in sharing important national security information. Striking a diplomatic tone, Onyema said the talks were very gratifying, but acknowledged with a smile that Trump's move caught Nigeria off guard. He said that Nigeria had already been looking to address U.S. concerns such as providing information on suspected terrorists and embedding electronic data into passports. The lingering problem, he said, involved how to handle lost and stolen Nigerian passports. The Speaker, House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, has told service chiefs that the anxiety among Nigerians was enough reason for them to redouble their efforts in fighting banditry, kidnapping, and insurgency in the country. The Speaker told the service chiefs that Nigerians are on the necks of their representatives about the state of insecurity in the country. The lawmaker said although the service chiefs are doing a lot, they must put more efforts to take the battle to the criminals. He said this at the meeting of the Joint House Committees on Defense, Army, Navy and Air Force with the Chief of Defense Staff Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Naval Staff, and Chief of Air Staff. He said the service chiefs must think outside the box and must take the battle to the criminals wherever they are. Bajabior Miller thanked the service chiefs as well as men and women of the armed forces for doing their best and sacrificing their lives for the country. He pointed out that the House will continue to engage the armed forces to find a lasting solution. The Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources, in conjunction with the Department of Petroleum Resources, will formally inaugurate the National Gas Transportation Network on February 10th. The head of Public Affairs, DPR Paul Osu, in a statement issued on Wednesday in Lagos, said the inauguration will take place at the 3rd edition of Nigerian International Petroleum Summit, taking place at the International Conference Center, Abuja. Osu said the Nigerian Gas Transportation Network Code is critical to government's objective in firming up the country's domestic gas obligation as well as promoting export. He said that the code will also provide a uniform platform in terms of guidelines for agreement between buyers and sellers, which will ensure transparency and eliminate existing bottlenecks. He said that it's a major policy thrust of government to unlocking the potential of gas as a source and revenue earner for Nigeria, which President Muhammadu Buhari and the Minister of State and Petroleum, Timi Silva, are very passionate about. Also said information from the DPR in its latest report shows that Nigeria's natural gas reserves has been on the increase from 2013 and is projected to continue to grow at a conservative rate of about 1%. Still to come on the news, medical experts harp on diseases associated with dry season. CPM embarks on tunnel cleaning exercise. Details after the break. Please stay tuned.
Our esteemed viewer, thanks for your patronage of our programs and services, for which we say thank you. We remind you that at all times, you have the right to quality broadcasting. It belongs to you as well as the right to lodge complaints on broadcast materials or conduct of any broadcast station. MCLtv is open and receptive to your commendations, complaints and criticisms, as such comments strengthen and make us serve you better. Feel free at all times to address your reactions to National Broadcasting Commission, Enugu Zonal Office, Current Drive, Independent Layout, Enugu. You can email us at mbcenuguzone@yahoo.com or Modern Communications Limited, number 9B Obibo Avenue, Aba. MCLtv, the world in your home.
Mommy, mosquito is biting me.
But I asked you to use Top Rank insecticide.
Top Rank insecticide kills mosquitoes, cockroach, flies, and every other crawling and flying insects faster anywhere around you. NAFDAC approves Top Rank insecticide for its effectiveness. Use Top Rank insecticide and enjoy a peaceful night's rest. Available in all shops and supermarkets near you in 600 milliliter can and 300 milliliter can. Top Rank insecticide is marketed nationwide by C Success Multi Services Limited. Telephone 0813 111 2348 or 090 960 22577. Top Rank insecticide. What's worth doing is worth doing well.
You're welcome back. As the dry season surfaces with its changes in the atmosphere, medical experts have advised residents to protect themselves against diseases associated with the season. In this report, MCL News spoke with medical experts on the diseases that are prevalent during the dry season. It's in the one for complete the report.
Dry season is a season that comes after the rainy season. During the season, diseases like cold, fever, asthma, malaria are said to be very common. With the harmattan ushering in the dry season, individuals are expected to protect themselves against the harsh weather. Against the backdrop, medical practitioners highlight on the causes, signs and symptoms of diseases associated with the dry season and how to prevent the illness.
Cold and catarrh due to increase in dustiness. We also have redness of the eye. We have conjunctivitis, commonly called Apollo. And then we have a myriad of skin conditions. If you're having a cold and catarrh, you're bound to have some coughings, so there are signs. And then you also have sore throat, or dryness of the throat. You have difficulty in passage of some fluids at times, due to sore throat. That's when there's entrance of microorganisms through your throat, causing bacterial or viral infections. Food items be well covered and well cooked, and then children should be given good water. There's a lot of settling of dust on water collections, or what we use is storing water. So we want parents to take proper care, their children this time around by being more, protective.
When you look at dry season, you know that the things that are prominent there is dust. You find out that people suffer mostly upper respiratory tract infections because of dust. After tie and cough. These are major associated with dry season. As you are moving now, you see breeze will carry dust and spill everywhere. So from there, you pick infections from the dust, especially with refuse. So they bring out refuse from the gutter and leave it on the road. When wind comes, it blows it, and the people will be collecting it. Then you, as an individual, don't allow yourself to. Don't allow this dust. Try as much as possible. If you can wear, respiratory protector, you can wear it. Then your net, your window net, please try and clean it up from dust from time to time. Because if you don't, dust will accumulate on that net. And while you are sleeping, the breeze will just be bringing you, will just be collecting the dust.
Others who spoke off camera advised that effective and efficient precautionary measures should be put in place in order to avoid diseases that are common with dry season. Health, they say, is wealth. Avoid the negligence portrayed with the human body. Always visit a doctor when there is a change in your body. The use of mosquito nets, protective wears should be promoted during the dry season. Isn't it wonderful? MCL News.
The World Health Organization has revealed that there are currently 6 laboratories in Africa with capacity to diagnose the novel coronavirus. The laboratories are in Nigeria, Ghana, Madagascar, Sierra Leone, Senegal, and South Africa. Disclosing this during the media briefing on novel coronavirus preparedness in Africa, the World Health Organization confirmed that more laboratories in the African region are upgrading their diagnostics capacity. The WHO said while there are no confirmed cases of new coronavirus reported in the African region, 2019 incurs a high risk for some African countries. This is because of close ties with China, as it strengthens support to countries in detection and management of suspect cases and in ensuring a robust response should the first case be detected. Already the WHO has identified 13 top priority countries in the region, which due to their direct links or a high volume of travel to China, need to be particularly vigilant for the novel coronavirus. Support teams from the WHO are arriving in Nairobi, Nigeria, South Africa, Senegal, Congo, Mauritius, Cote d'Ivoire and Ethiopia, and by the end of the week staff will be in place in all of the 13 countries. In a related development, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control says it's validating capacity of the Lagos University Teaching Hospital to test for the novel coronavirus. The Director General of NCDC Chikwe Ihekwazo, who disclosed this on Wednesday, was quoted as saying that they have set up capacity to make a diagnosis of coronavirus in Abuja and will do the same in Lagos this week. Lagos and Abuja are the main points of entry. The Christian Pentecostal Mission International, situated at Alu Lane, has embarked on the cleaning of a tunnel in the area. This exercise is part of efforts to prevent flooding in the area. MCL News covered the exercise. The report.
The tunnel, which is located opposite the church, was built by the administration of the former governor of Old Imo State, the late Chief Sam Mbakwe. The tunnel, which is blocked by debris, leads to overflooding during the rainy season. Speaking to MCL News, some of the church members expressed joy at the exercise.
We decided to carry the burden in order to clean the debris that block the drainage system. So I feel happy doing it. I feel fulfilled doing it. I feel satisfied doing it because it's not necessary unto man but unto God. Everyone that exists on earth exists to fulfill the plan and purpose of God for his life, and that is everything about life is service. Both those in government, God put them there to serve the masses.
This tunnel is what Mbakwe, a whipping governor. It was during Shem Shagari's regime, but now this place is abandoned. This pastor is the only one that sacrifices both money and time to make sure he cleanses it. And what he's doing, all of us are benefiting from it. So it's a philanthropic service.
Some residents thanked members of the church for embarking on the exercise.
Indeed, we are feeling very, very happy seeing this work ongoing. And we very much thank the man of God that is in charge of this local assembly, CPM. Ever since he came to this place has never been like it used to be before. Before, this place used to be the den of robbers. But ever since this church came into sin, this place has become a signature of all eyes. People now are envying this environment. People now want to do something within this place by reason of the entrance of this church into this environment.
Chineke ga-agọzi onye mbịarabịa mewa ya ụgwọ ya n'ụdị ka onwe ike nyere anyị aka n'udu mmiri. Jehova ga-edo ya ogologo ndụ. Obi dị m mma.
Cow the first time. At least I start now remaining up to 3 times the ma. Cow the third one since I'm at this area. Onye ọbụla n'obi nke ya. I could remember up more than 2 to 3 times. Nobody he was ego. Onye hụrụ ya agba ọsọ. Ụfọdụ na-asị gọọmenti asịkwa gọọmenti asị gọọmenti arụchabeghị ndị dị n'ime taa ha bịa arụ ọrụ agụke ebe a ọ ga-adị very difficult gọọmenti arụ ọrụ ya anyị gọọmenti anya mmiri eriela onye ọbụla so because of ya nwere sympathy ebe ndị dị gburugburu ebe a dị ọ na-aṅa ntị ihe ndị mmadụ na-ekwu because ọ ṅa ntị ihe ndị mmadụ na-ekwu ọ gaghị arụ ya o leghara ya anya because ọ na-arụ ya for the benefit of everybody there around this side. That is where
The desilting of the tunnel will go a long way in reducing flooding in the area during the rainy season. Ruth Ohams, MCL News.
On sports, Turkish side Trabzonspor has revealed that the club has filed a criminal complaint after former Super Eagles keeper John Obi Mikel was allegedly the target of racist abuse from Fenerbahce supporters. The 32-year-old was reported to have been targeted by abusive and harmful messages after the two sides played each other in the Turkish Super League on Saturday. In a statement released on Monday, Trabzonspor wrote, "Racism is a shelter for the helpless and ignorant." That's it of our news package this morning, but before we sign out, a recap of our major stories. The Senate has pledged to support the Nigerian police force with the required legislative interventions to combat rising insecurity in the country. The Christian Association of Nigeria has expressed shock on President Muhammadu Buhari's claim that 90% of insurgency victims are Muslims. The World Health Organization has revealed that there are currently 6 laboratories in Africa with capacity to diagnose the novel coronavirus. And on sports, Turkish side Trabzonspor has revealed that the club has filed a criminal complaint after former Super Eagles keeper John Obi Mikel was allegedly the target of racist abuse from Fenerbahce supporters. That was the news. Thanks for watching. Please join us again by 8 a.m. for Good Morning Abia. I am Amanda Kalu. Thank you and good morning.